What's up, guys? I'm back like I never left. In this video, we're going to be talking about, are we going to have a stock market crash, or are we going to have a continuation sell-off till the end of September? I'm also going to go over exactly why Tesla stock is selling off to the downside and after hours, and what to expect for Battery Day tomorrow. I'm also going to do a quick stock market recap and important economic reports that we need to pay attention to for tomorrow that can significantly affect the stock market. So make sure you stay tuned. Now let's get right into the video. As you can see over here, we got Tesla stock that is down 5.86% to the downside. It's currently trading in after hours at $423.04. This is mainly due to Elon Musk tweeting some important information about Battery Day and really setting the expectations for people. There's been a lot of anticipation for Battery Day, and he mentioned some of the important things that we need to pay attention to for tomorrow. Today really did have a really great opening. The stock market was going to the downside, but Tesla stock gapped up, and it really took it a few hours for it to catch up to the overall stock market, and we started to sell off to the downside, or basically hit all the way down to 407. So that is a huge range and a huge drop, but it recovered. It ended up being up 1.64% for the day, up $7.24. But after hours, Elon Musk tweet really affected. Now let's look at exactly what Elon had to say that affected the stock price to go to the downside significantly. So if you go to Elon Musk's Twitter page, this is exactly what he tweeted that affected the stock price to go to sell off to the downside. So this is what he had to say. So important note about Tesla Battery Day unveiled tomorrow. This affects long-term production specifically for a semi, Cybertruck, and Roadster, but what we announced will not reach serious high-volume production until 2022. We intend to increase, not reduce, battery cell purchases from Panasonic, IG, and CATL, possible other partners too. However, even with our cell suppliers going at maximum speed, we still foresee significant shortage in 2022 and beyond unless we also take action ourselves. This is the two tweets that he tweeted, and the stock price sold off to the downside. Stock really did not like the fact that they used to have to wait potentially for 2022 for all of the technology that they're going to be announcing tomorrow to take into effect. But we'll see if there's going to be the technology that we're going to be seeing tomorrow can recover the stock price significantly higher, because now we're edging closer and closer to the bottom over here that it had, that the stock price set for the past few days over here, which is going to be at 407. This is the low that it had for tomorrow, so we'll see if it can definitely come over here and retest it again, or if we're going to go higher and break out above the $500. I made a video about it a few days ago. We had multiple price target increases for Tesla stock, one being at $475, the other one being at $515. So they're expecting the stock prices to be at those price levels due to the major progress being made by Tesla. But not only are we seeing a lot of decline or sell-off happening to the downside, the overall stock market was also selling off significantly. We are way below the 10% healthy correction that we experienced. We had a pullback that was healthy, but now we're way below that 10% correction. This is mainly due to a lot of accelerated negative news coming out left and right, specifically in Europe. They're talking about a potential lockdown that can happen because the coronavirus cases are rising over there. And we also are edging closer to the November elections. There's going to be uncertainty happening. The stock market really does not like uncertainty, so we'll see if we're going to have a continuation sell-off to the downside, if we're going to see a number of cases increase also in Europe and the United States. When we're getting closer to winter, we can see spike in numbers, so that can negatively affect this stock market to the downside. But however, we'll see exactly some of the stocks that are going to be getting hit pretty bad due to this negative increase in case numbers, and also negative increase in coronavirus shutdowns that can possibly happen in Europe and some of the states in the US. We were able to see the hotel stocks, the airline stocks to even sell off hard, but we definitely can pay attention to and create a watch list to pay attention to some of the stocks that have been spiking higher when the entire pandemic started. We're going to be looking at companies like Netflix. As you can see over here, this is one of the stay-at-home stocks perform positively today. It's up 3.7% to the upside. We also can start looking at Zoom. We also can start looking at some of the vaccine stocks, even though the healthcare sector today sold off to the downside. but all of the cases and all the people in the world that's going to start to pay attention to, are we going to have a vaccine pretty soon? And that is going to be in turn fueling the healthcare stock that are working in vaccines. So we can see some of those stocks rallying up higher too if their case numbers continue to rise and potential lockdown happening around Europe or even the States pretty soon in the next few months if case numbers continue to rise significantly. But however, we definitely need to create a watch list of stocks that it could potentially sell out to the downside too. We have, as I mentioned, airlines, hotel stocks, all of them are potentially going to be selling off if we see spike in numbers and across Europe. That is really negative. But however, you can see the two major companies and also a few semiconductor sector companies really help the stock market to have a positive, specifically the NASDAQ, to have a rally right before the market close. We have Apple stock, which is up positive 3.3%. Also Microsoft, these are trillion-dollar companies. Their moves definitely affect the overall stock market. They help the NASDAQ to close positive, even though we see all of these sectors just getting beat down to the downside. Also, when we look at Apple stock by itself, it's down 20% from the highs that it made recently. So that puts it in a bear territory. So if you're somebody that wants to buy an Apple stock right now, it's a great price point to get involved in it, even though we can see a potential sell-off happening in the near future. But it's definitely at a huge discount right now, down 20% from the highs that it made. And we also are going to be able to expect more sellout to happen in some sectors that are highly dependent upon the opening of the entire economy, and definitely pay attention to the specific sectors. But we can create also another watch list of exactly companies that have their own personal catalyst. Like let's say, for example, when we look at Diamond Peak Holdings today, it's up 8.24%. So this is a company that's going to be doing a merger pretty soon, and they have their own catalyst. They can definitely spike up on their own, not depending upon what the overall stock market does. So that is going to be companies like that we need to pay attention to, like Workhorse stock. They have a catalyst coming up pretty soon. We got Hyliion. They have the merger coming up pretty soon. Lancarian Holdings. We have all of these merging companies. They have their own news that can potentially affect them to go to the upside. So those are the companies that we need to pay attention to if this sell-off continues to go to the downside, guys. So that is going to be what we need to pay attention to, create a watch list, start preparing for these companies. But now let's talk about exactly what is going to be potentially affecting the stock market for tomorrow, for Tuesday, September 22. This is going to be the economic reports we need to pay attention for at 10 a.m. We got the existing home sales, SAAR. That's going to be for the month of August. The previous was 5.86 million. The median forecast is 6.3 million. We also have at 10:30 a.m. we got the Fed Chair Jerome Powell testifies on the CARES Act. At 12 noon, we got Richmond Fed President Tom speaks. We also have at 3 p.m. we got Atlanta Fed President Raphael speaks. All these times that I mentioned is going to be in Eastern Standard Time. Definitely pay attention to all this economic reports and the Fed president speaking. So that could potentially affect the stock price significantly higher, guys. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, any comments, make sure you drop it in the comment section below. If you want to join the Discord chat, sign up for Webull, or support the channel on Patreon. Links available in the description box below. Make sure you have a solid plan before you get involved in any of the trades or any of the companies that I talk about. The stock market is super volatile right now, so be super careful. Let's get it for tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.